Okay, shout outs really fast to, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sure. All right, Caitlin Brown and the amazing graphics she made for Barblin. Jen Feathers and her continuing enthusiasm and motivation for the LCFU crew. Lindsay Gaines, working hard even through illness and still getting it done and encouraging others. And for me, for the amazing call last week. It was so helpful. Well, you're very welcome. So those are our shout outs.
All right, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I am a little nervous, even though I know I shouldn't be, but it's just, getting out of my comfort zone. And so for whatever reason, our computer does not have a camera. So I am going to be sharing my screen on my computer, but talking on my phone. So just so I can confuse you all, it'll be nice and fun. But what I wanted to talk today is about warming your cold market. And so let me just go ahead and share first. And I'm not the fanciest person when it comes to my graphics, but here, can everybody see that? Or actually, I can tell because I'm on my phone. Even better. So I wanted to go into tips for warming your cold market because for me, the reason I chose this is because it's where I'm most uncomfortable personally. So I thought it would be a good place for myself to really kind of grow on and learn about and try things out and fail forward and all that good stuff. And because I've been a coach for 1.5 years now, and if I want to continue inviting, I'm gonna have to get more comfortable in this area. Because although I still do have people in my warm market, it's getting noticeably smaller as time goes on. I'm exhausting some of those relationships. And so I was feeling intimidated and stuck, and it was time to hop out of that. So the first thing that I looked at was just, and these are super basic, I think I might have already said that, but finding cold market people that are for you. And I focused on Facebook and Instagram. And Facebook, like for me, I look for people that are in my hometown, so that like maybe I sort of knew, or at least I graduated or was even in high school at the same time as these people. I've been friending a lot of those people. And then people who are like just my mutual friends. If I have at least a few mutual friends, I'll comfortably add them. I have had every once in a while where people ask me, they're like, how do I know you? And I do try to explain that I'm just looking to expand, get to know people, and that we had mutual friends and they seem like a good person to know, and can be a little awkward, but nothing bad happens from it. I think the biggest place where I'm noticing more connections on Facebook is becoming active in multiple groups. And for me, my focus is mom groups. I'm adopted, so I go into adoption groups. And I find value from that, but I'm also building connections that way. I've recently delved into the curly girl world. So there's some curly girl groups that I'm in, and then local groups. And I just wanted to give you guys a graphic to look at, but Buy Nothing is, just for a plug, is the coolest group ever. If you're not a part of your town's Buy Nothing, you should check it out, and you should start one if your town doesn't have one. I actually started it 1.5 years ago, but so I've been able to friend a lot of people that way, through Buy Nothing, in my community, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's I couldn't even tell you, I have a microwave from there, I have a toy box, everything in my house is from Buy Nothing. So and then going into Instagram, for me, I focused on hashtags, and it's already, I think, yeah, Christy, I think you already said this last week, but you don't really want to look for people under health and wellness hashtags because you're going to find other Beachbody coaches. So you do need to be unique, and you need to find things that are interesting to you and that are in your own niche. And like I said, for me, like curly girl method is where I found a lot of people. So if you have wavy hair, if you have curly hair, I suggest you check it out, because I found a lot of different people where I'm connecting through curly hair, but then slowly we're getting to know each other, and then they're checking out my stories, and then the conversations are going naturally to Beachbody instead of just sending a cold invite and inviting a stranger to join me. And then I make sure, hang on, I don't even know what I wrote. Sorry, guys. Oh, so just make sure you're adding value on your Instagram about these hashtags. So when I do Curly Girl Method, I'm not just putting all my fitness stuff on there and then just hashtagging Curly Girl Method. I'm actually focusing on that in my stories, and I will do some posts from time to time about my curly hair, because what's more likely is going to happen is somebody's going to relate to me about my curly hair and say, oh wow, like she can work out, like she can fit working out into her schedule, why can't I? That person's probably not going to wake up and be like, oh, I need to find a curly hair girl who works out that I want to buy something from. So just making sure that you're adding those different parts of your life into your social media. Follow loops are, I'm not sure how I feel about them still, but it is something you can explore, and it is something where you can get, it's, you know, you follow for follow, but a lot of the times it is other multi-level marketing people, but you could get people from different areas and they still might be interested in joining you eventually. And then the last thing I had was, this was more recently, I heard about finding who your old classmates are following. So if there's somebody you went to college with and you really liked them, and go see who they're following, because it might be similar people that you would also like and would like you in return. So once you've found those people that are your cold market, this is where I've really been focusing, because it's easy to add people left and right. It's then building those relationships that gets a little more intimidating. But happy birthday messages. Sarah actually has been telling us this for like a year and a half, or since I've started to do happy birthday messages. And it's been a great way to start conversations with people that I wouldn't comfortably start a conversation with on Facebook normally. Like if somebody that I haven't talked to, you know, since 8th grade, like, hey, you want to join Beachbody? It doesn't really feel good, but wishing them a happy birthday is nice and easy. And if they don't respond, and sometimes people don't, that's fine. But if they do respond, then sometimes a conversation can come of it. Sometimes it doesn't. But I have had, since doing that, I've had 2 people join me in our challenge groups just from wishing them a happy birthday. And it's naturally turned into like, wow, you're such an inspiration, and talking and asking questions. So it's definitely worth it. Just every morning, pop on your Facebook, see whose birthday it is, and wish them a happy birthday. And that's all I say is happy birthday. And then if they respond, I'll ask them what they're doing to celebrate and all that good stuff. Make sure you're giving people's posts the attention. So don't just, you know, post on your Facebook and Instagram and wait for everybody to talk to you. Start building those relationships on your own. And then they might just, you know, then want to come find you and support you. Making sure you're commenting through stories. So start conversations through Instagram stories or Facebook stories, but make sure you're asking questions. So people are going to respond to you. So if you just if you just do one of the easy like emojis you can pick, they're probably just going to maybe double tap that and move on. But if you ask them a question about their post, then you can get a conversation started. And then using interactive story options each day is a great way to get people talking to you. Today, this is the one I did today. This one was about the 3-day refresh, because a few of us are starting it tomorrow. But a lot of the times I'm doing random stuff. I try to most of the time keep it light and funny. And the biggest tip there is just to make sure, if you are using the interactive post, that you're actually following up with people about it. So don't just do an interactive post and then throw it away. The whole point is to start conversations and start talking to people. I'm talking really fast. I feel like I am. So if I need to slow down, let me know. The next step is that you really want to focus on serving your cold market, because, you know, we've all heard about the know, like, trust. If you think about it, if somebody just sends me a message that I don't know and says, hey, do you want to buy something from me? I'm probably not even going to answer them. So you want to be able to really serve them. So that's your main focus in the beginning. So ways you can do that is by sharing tips and tricks in your posts and your stories. So don't just share you drinking your shake or you with your sweaty selfie. Actually share some value to these people. I know with Sarah, a while back, we did an Instagram challenge in stories, and that was a free way to get people engaged, and it was really fun. Can offer free groups. Like I know in the past, we've done free 5-day clean eating challenges. I've done like a sneaky swap group for getting veggies into kids' bodies. We've done water challenges and things like that. And then one thing I've been working on right now is, and it's not my favorite, but I'm not giving up on it, is creating an ongoing free community. I love the idea of it, but there's not a ton of activity in it yet. But I'm still working at it. Um, but what I love about Powering Free Community, and this is ours here on the Road to Health, is that it's a way to cold invite and not feel icky, because I can, if somebody follows me on Instagram, I can just say like, hey, thanks so much for the follow. I have a free group that offers fun tips and motivation and recipes and all this great stuff. Would you like to be added? And I've had complete strangers from Instagram join this group. So it's a great way to get them somewhere where they're going to see you instead of just seeing the thousands of people they're following on Instagram. So like I said, now the work is figuring out how to get these people to talk. And we're fine tuning it and working on it. Okay. And then, so this, after I did all this, this is kind of where my focus led to. And I'm going to talk the most about the next couple of slides. And it's something it's very new for me, but is growing an email list. I've since started a year and a half ago, I have not grown an email list at all. I don't send emails. I do everything through social media, and I know that's not right, but it's time, after just listening to ways to expand your cold market and to warm up your cold market, I really feel like email is the way to go. And some of the reasons for that is because social media is a rented platform that we have no control over. So when you think about those days that Instagram just stops working or Facebook is glitching, and people, like, sometimes people are like, yes, it's a vacation, but other people panic and they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get my customers? If you have their emails, you're going to be able to access your customers at all times. And then when you think about when we post on Instagram, I kind of already said this before about the free community, but it really is like shouting into a void and just hoping the right people get your message. But the email list is for people who want your message. They're going to opt into it and they want to hear what you have to share. So let's see. I think that's all I want to say about that one. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at the time and I'm going to be done so fast. Maybe that's good for a lot of us, but how to start gathering emails. I think creating an offer worthy of trading an email for is something you need to consider, because a lot of the times, if you're like me, I know there's two people in the world. You either have 0 in your inbox or you have thousands. I will share that I have over 7,000 in my inbox. Don't judge me too much. I see your eyes, Christy. Over 7,000. I don't even know what to do with it. I know. I'm sorry, Jill. But so, like, I'm not a type of person who is going to like opt into crap. Like, you have to give me something good. So things that I have thought that we could do is free recipes is mainly, like, my focus is free recipes. Like, what would I want to give my email address for? So kid-friendly, crock pot, a 1 week of meal plans, budget-friendly meal plans, or healthy treats. I'm focusing on healthy treats right now because it's the holidays, and yeah, I already just took my side-by-sides and I've already gained some fluffy fall weight. So this is what I was just going to share this with you guys. And if anyone wants it, I can share it in our page. But these are all treats I've tried on my own because I have a bad sweet tooth. So I'm just sharing it on Instagram and asking, I'm doing stories and asking if anybody likes, sweets or has a hard time with sweets during the holidays, and if they would like 6 free recipes, drop your email below. And so I've done that. I just started this like 2 weeks ago. So I've gotten a few emails from that. And so I'm going to continue working on that. And the other tips that they had for me on that is, so I'm at the small impact in the beginning, but so it says you may make a small impact in the beginning, but the people who are responding to you are your people and you need to invest in them. And if you don't get a ton of interest at first, keep trying. And it says use different wording and images. So like for the first time, I just did like a picture of like holiday sweets. And I said what I said. And next time I might take a picture of me eating one of them and asking if somebody wants 6 free recipes. So it's switching it up. And keep trying to get people, because not everyone's looking at your stories, and you want to just keep getting eyes on it, and you don't have to keep recreating the wheel. You can create a couple of great PDFs and just use those as offers for people and then to get them, to get their email and to get them on your email list. Let's see. And then the only part I had was only a small percentage of people are seeing your post, and somebody needs to see something 7 times before they take action. So that was just to reiterate the continue to just to post that offer over and over again to get people on your email list. And that's all I had, guys. I'm sorry. I thought I was totally going to make it a half hour, but I did not. Anyone have any questions? I know I saw that. Oh, let's see. Let me open this bad boy up. 25,000? What? No way. I'm at like 12. Gmail kicked you out. Oh, so do you have to use like an email server or like something to do yours, Sarah?
So I have a warning at the top of my Gmail that my Gmail account is full and I'm going to stop receiving emails.
Oh, I thought you meant because you have 25,000 people. I haven't been kicked out yet. That's
Oh,
good.
heck no. Oh, heck no. 25,000 like emails that need deleted.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
I me. Subscribers. I was like, holy crap, you're amazing.
No, I'm about to abandon ship on my Gmail.
Ashley, what were you saying? What is the GDPR rules? It says, as a blogger, be careful about creating offers. GDPR rules get touchy.
Yeah, so they changed the rules as far as emails go at the beginning of this year in regards to if you're giving an offer and collecting emails, that these people need to understand that they are joining an email list.
Good to know.
So you can't just send them the freebie
And then
continue to send them emails. They have to be able to opt in and opt out. So it's actually illegal.
Oh, very good
point. So you have to be really careful about it because you need a subscribe option. So services like MailChimp or ConvertKit is fantastic. A lot of them they're free up to a certain few thousand. So it's a good option if you're collecting emails. And then you can just send out a giant bulk email to, whoever.
That's great.
And then you can actually see who's reading them and who's not that way. So instead of just sending them and not knowing who's actually opening them, but it's really important that they have the option to unsubscribe because then you're just spamming them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But as far as the fines go, that's more if somebody in Europe is getting your emails. So you might also need to kind of keep an eye on where your people are. And that's another thing that's a bonus with the email services is that they will tell you where your people are.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know much about emails, so I appreciate it. Let's see.
That might be a good call.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about that. So I really am clueless. Oh my God, Becky, that was you judging me, Jill, right? All right, I think that's it, unless anyone has any questions. It's fine. Okay. Well, thanks for bearing with me, guys. I appreciate it.
I have a question. Rebecca, how many do you follow a certain rule of new friends that you add daily, weekly? How do you kind of keep track of your new contacts that you're adding into your cold market?
So for Instagram, I'm a hot mess. I just add people. Like I've tried writing it down and it's super overwhelming, especially when you think about how intricate some people tags are. But when it comes to adding like friends on Facebook, I just try to do like 3 to 5 a day. I used to do more in the beginning, but it's just getting harder to find those people I'm comfortable adding. Like in the beginning, it was all those friends of friends. And I was like, oh, I kind of know you. And I would just fly through it all. But that's kind of where I'm at now.
That sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, if no one has any other questions, it can be bedtime for me. Because I'm a Nana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really do appreciate you all coming on and listening. I'm sure I could have, whatever, what I was going to say. Just, I could have been better, but I appreciate it. All right. Let me see.